Footnotes from the Life Application Study Bible. Zeus and Hermes, also known as Jupiter and Mercury, were two popular gods in the Roman world. People from Lystra claimed that these gods had once visited their city. According to legend, no one had offered them hospitality except an old couple, as Zeus and Hermes had killed the rest of the people and rewarded the old couple. When the citizens of Lystra saw the miracles of Paul and Barnabas, they assumed that the gods were visiting them again. Remembering the story of the previous citizens, they immediately honored Paul and Barnabas and showered them with gifts. Paul and Barnabas were horrified and distressed, and they quickly tried to correct the people's misunderstanding. They reminded them that God never leaves people without evidence of himself and his goodness. Rain and good crops, for example, are evidence of his goodness. Later, Paul wrote that the evidence in nature leaves people without an excuse for unbelief. When in doubt about God, look around. You will see abundant evidence that he is at work in the world. Paul and Barnabas were persistent in their preaching of the good news, considering the cost of themselves to be nothing in comparison with obedience to Christ. They had just narrowly escaped being stoned in Lycaonian, but Jews from Antioch and Iconium tracked Paul down, stoned him, and left him for dead. But Paul got up and went back into the city to preach the good news. These hardships only strengthened Paul's resolve and commitment. Being a disciple of Jesus calls for total commitment. As Christians, we no longer belong to ourselves but to our Lord, for whom we are called to suffer. Only days after the people of Lystra had thought that Paul and Barnabas were gods and wanted to offer sacrifices to them, they stoned Paul and left him for dead. That's human nature. Jesus understood how fickle crowds can be. When many people approve of us, we feel good, but that should never cloud our thinking or affect our decisions. We should not live to please the crowd, especially in our spiritual lives. Be like Jesus. Know the nature of crowds and don't put your trust in them. Put your trust in God alone.